Welcome, assisted living providers and childcare providers. Today, I am very happy in regards to the subject that we are going to talk about today. We're going to talk about audits. Are you audit ready? As an assisted living provider, as a childcare provider, are you prepared for any upcoming audits that will take place? The new year is upon us. We have 2 months left in this year, and of course, the IRS is going to be sending out audit letters starting in January, right? So these are going to be audit letters. These are going to be notifications for any type of verbal audits, in-person audits, audio audits. There are many different types of audits that can take place for a business owner. So are you audit ready? Let's talk about the 3 ways for you to get audit ready if you're not audit ready. Number 1, business receipts. Are you keeping up with your business receipts? Yes, I mean, every transaction that goes on in your business throughout the year, do you have proper documentation of these transactions? And these can be any type of meal receipts, any meals that you've had throughout the year, any type of receipts. If you've bought childcare supplies or assisted living supplies throughout the year, when you go to the store and purchase anything, there is receipts, right? So you have to keep up with those receipts. And I know a lot of times at the end of the year, you could have very well collected tens of thousands of receipts, depending on how big your facility is. And that's okay. You're supposed to collect all of your receipts because in the case of an audit, the auditors are going to request documentations of receipts for any type of transactions that they choose to select during that particular audit. How do you store your receipts? Typically, the way you want to store your receipts, most receipts are paper, but you do want to get some type of digital platform implemented to where you're able to scan in your receipts so that you can always have a digital form of your receipts, because we know that any type of paper receipts, after a couple of years or so, that ink, it starts to fade on those paper receipts, and so it's hard to read. So right now, if you're not in that habit, you do want to put that into practice to start scanning your receipts into any type of digital platform that you choose to keep up with your receipts in the case that you're selected for an audit this upcoming year. The second way that you can prepare for the audit is to make sure that you're up to date on your tax filing. I cannot stress the importance of making sure that you have filed all of your taxes. So therefore, if you are behind in your taxes, if you are even 1 year behind in your taxes, you need to get caught up, because in the case of an audit, that can definitely be a red flag against your business if your tax returns are not up to date. So you definitely want to get those up to date. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, they're not for sure if their taxes are filed, maybe because they're not able to get in contact with their financial professional to get confirmation that their tax return was filed and on what date it was filed, so on and so forth. So as the business owner, you do have to, at the end of the day, you're the business owner. So you have to make sure that these things are done, and you can always contact the IRS to see what filing dates are missing and things like that. So you want to be proactive instead of reactive, okay? You definitely want to make sure all your tax return filings are up to date. And if you know for sure without even checking with the IRS that you're behind on some years, you definitely want to get with the reputable tax advisor, tax professional to get you caught up with your taxes so that you can be audit ready. The third way that you can get audit ready for your business is by making sure that your bookkeeping is in compliance, making sure that your bookkeeping is consistent, and then making sure that your bookkeeping is up to date. Because in the case that your business is selected for an audit for this upcoming new year, they want to see up-to-date bookkeeping records. They don't want to see sporadic bookkeeping records, because it is a requirement. It is mandatory. The IRS states that if you are a business owner, you are required to have some type of record keeping, bookkeeping in place for your business. It is a requirement. Okay. So therefore, make sure that your bookkeeping is in place. If you don't have bookkeeping, make sure that you definitely reach out again to a reputable financial professional to start implementing bookkeeping within your business so that you can make sure that you're audit ready, so that you don't start incurring all these red flags. What happens when you're not audit ready? If you have not been keeping up your receipts, if you are behind on your taxes, if your bookkeeping is not up to date, what happens then? You're going to be fined. You're going to be fined, and how much you're going to be fined, it really just depends on how the audit goes. There are many other notorious things that can happen in the case that you're audited and you do not have these 3 things in order. I don't want this to be you, which is why I wanted to give you this information that if you're that childcare provider or an assisted living provider and you feel like you're not audit ready, there will be a link below this video. Go ahead, click the link, book a free 15-minute strategy session with myself and my team, and we'll reach out to you. We'll assess your situation to make sure that we can get you on track for being audit ready for the upcoming year. I'll talk to you guys soon.